I've got a hot take for you, Troy.
What's your hot take?
That we shouldn't have come back for 2024.
Okay.
See you, mate. Have a good one. Oh, he's shut down. He's turned his camera off, and it sounds like he's walking out of the room. That was a joke, everyone. We're coming back swinging in 2024. Troy, are you there?
Let's open the hotline, baby.
Oh!
Hello and welcome back to Who's There, a Doctor Who podcast. My name is Troy, his name is Crispy, and we're the hotline that accepts your calls from anywhere in time and space. And today, we're taking some of your hottest Doctor Who takes. Crispy, how you doing, man?
I'm fantastic. How are you?
I'm good. I'm excited for season 3 of Who's There. Bit of a fresh lick of paint now.
I'm sorry. That intro just sounded different. What are we doing for season 3? This is also so new to me. I haven't been thinking about this for sleepless nights for the past 3 months of my life.
No, you definitely didn't text me in the middle of December saying I can't sleep, I'm thinking about the podcast.
Correct.
He did that. He actually did that. And then I was still awake, so I was playing Baldur's Gate 3. But neither of us have good sleep schedules. But ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Who's There, a Doctor Who podcast with a fresh lick of paint. And Crispy gets most of the credit here because he literally did a presentation. But we decided it was important, Crispy, for the name to have a purpose. Who is there? You're there. And we're about to take some of your calls.
Who's that? The audience is there.
The audience is there. Well, I hope they are. I hope they've not left us in our time away. The gap was his idea as well, so he did the good and the bad.
Yeah. Troy, can I tell you a joke?
You can tell me a joke.
Knock knock.
Who's there?
The audience. That's right. We are accepting your calls from all of time and space. We have set up a thing on speakpipe.com, which is basically a place where you can leave voicemails for us. And this is something we've wanted to test for a while. And we've got a few voicemails today. It's all very exciting.
It's very, very exciting. And by the time this episode goes up, we will start taking in some of your calls for future episodes. We won't necessarily do it one a week. We may do some bulk recordings, so keep an eye out on our socials, Instagram and Twitter at Who's There DW. We will post, and also in the Discord server, to let you know what the theme is, and it will also say on the website the current topic is blah, and we want you guys, anyone and everyone who listens to the podcast, to submit your audio clips on that topic. We're going to ask people to aim for around 30 seconds, no over that, because if it's much longer, then pacing will be a bit tough on the podcast. And for the patrons, in case you're worried, you're still going to get your 1-minute hotlines because we are going to start doing What Crispy every month.
We are going to have I kind of called it a monthly news roundup, but our live episodes are going to be these big events where we talk about the month that's just been and talk about whatever Doctor Who news came up, and we'll just accept a bunch of callers on that. It's going to be fun. So the show is changing, but Troy and I will still be the heart of it, but you guys will be more involved. I think it's just a win-win-win for everyone.
You know what they say, Crispy? The more things change, the more they stay the same.
Wow. Is that a song lyric?
I don't know. I've heard it somewhere, but it's just
beautiful.
my wisdom. It's my wisdom. It knows no bounds. It knows no bounds. But I think we should take our first caller, don't you?
Oh, yeah, sure. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. It's from Toxic.
Toxic, what's your Doctor Who hot take?
Oh, gosh, I hope it's not a toxic Doctor Who hot take. Here we go.
Oh.
Hello, Mr. Pro and Mr. Archer. My hot take is that the Sonic sunglasses are overly hated. I have not seen a single person say they like the Sonic sunglasses, which I think is outrageous. I would rather have the Sonic sunglasses than remote control Sonic. Let me know your thoughts.
Wow. These Sonics. What have you got there? Oh, my gosh.
I'm all about wearable technology, baby.
Don't look at my browser history.
Oh, what? Oh, God.
No. Oh, gosh. Oh, jeez.
What's that bit over?
Yeah. What are your thoughts on the Sonic sunglasses?
I have them in my drawer. Does that not tell you that I like that? No. In lieu of a screwdriver, no. Alongside a screwdriver, yes. I think once we had the combination of them, especially like in Twice Upon a Time, a bit of a mix of both, I was like, that's fine. But in Series 9, where it was just the glasses, every time you got them out, I was like, come on, mate. Where's your screwdriver? Come on.
Where's your screwdriver, mate?
Where is it? Get your screwdriver out, lad. You got screws to drive. What's going on?
I I think I liked the idea that Moffat was going for, because I think he said in an interview that it was more for children to feel like they can be the Doctor whenever, they grab their parents' sunglasses or whatever, and then, suddenly they're the Doctor. I get it. It's kind of cool. A little bit cringe, maybe, but Doctor Who is usually a little bit cringe, isn't it?
I mean, I just think of resolution. I guess we have to talk to each other. What? The Wi-Fi scene. Ugh.
Aye. Bring it back.
It's worse than our actual internet connection in this podcast half the time.
It seems to be all right today, and I'm actually surprised by that.
Don't jinx it. Don't jinx it.
Touch wood. But you know what? Sonic sunglasses don't work on wood, so we're in trouble.
So, Crispy, is that a hot take? Do you agree or do you disagree?
Yeah, look, my opinion is Clara, Daddy Stink,
Benny.
And
I'm going to say they are
off.
Overhated. I'm saying overhated. I think they deserve some criticism, but I think they probably got more than their due, which can be said about a lot of Doctor Who. So
fair enough. Troy, do you have any hot takes?
Do I have a hot take?
Yeah, think about it in the back of your mind. We can circle back, but I'm just going to plant that seed in your head right now and let it blossom as this podcast progresses.
I'm going to bi-generate the seed. I'm going to put one back in your head so it starts cooking as well.
Did you say bi-generate?
I did indeed.
That's a separate episode.
It might be one coming very soon.
There we go. Yeah, I was about to say I could rant for a while on that.
Hey mate, listen. I took your notes about our pacing. You know. We're not going to have 20 minutes of my hyperfixations. We're keeping to the point.
we could talk about some of your hyperfixations. How's your week been? We usually have some kind of catch up.
You don't want to open the door to my hyperfixations. I already mentioned it. The last month has been nothing but Baldur's Gate 3. You want to open that door, it's not getting shut.
Well, when will that door shut?
I don't know. I can't stop playing it. It's a problem. It's a real problem.
Oh, no. I don't think I've done anything nearly as interesting as Baldur's Gate 3 in the last month. That's of note.
I want to see you play that. I want you to get it. I want you to buy an Xbox, buy Baldur's Gate, and we'll play it online together. We'll stream it.
Maybe one day.
Okay, there you go. Everyone comment down below that you want that to happen. We'll make it happen. Crispy.
Yes.
What's the next hot take?
Oh gosh.
I want to hear people's opinions. Some of these are longer, by the way. That's why I mentioned the half an hour thing. I didn't really give people a runtime in the Discord server. They got an early heads up, so you maybe should join the server to hear things early if you want sometimes. But yeah, some of these are a bit long, which is why I'm saying let's try and keep it to 30 seconds going forward. Because I don't want to hear you for that long. God.
No.
Because you watch our videos doesn't mean I have to listen to you for more than 30 seconds.
It's ridiculous. Ugh. Okay, so we have another one here from Reese.
Okay.
Hello there. Hot takes. Takes that are hot. There are many hot takes out there. Some good, some not so good. Yeah, so for mine, I'd decide to go for something a bit different than the typical, this thing's overrated or this thing's underrated, because frankly, that's quite boring. So my take's going to be something that's not necessarily the spiciest, but something I think needs to be discussed more. And that is, I believe the Paradigm Daleks and the whole concept around them would have been the best thing for the Daleks going forward. Until Moffat scrapped them, which he did. So I guess that doesn't really matter. A more spicier one, however, is I believe Danny Pink would have been a more interesting companion than Clara Oswald. Fight me. But don't actually fight me, I'm not that strong. Yeah, that's enough from me. Happy Easter, Merry Christmas, and so on. Yeah, see ya.
Wow. Troy's whipped out a pretend gun at that last hot take. We could get
you know the meme you know the meme they had us in the first half, not gonna lie?
Yeah.
The first hot take, I was like, you know what? He's right. The Paradigm Daleks were cool. I will die on that hill. I really liked them, and I hate that a bit of criticism made Moffat just basically go, no, I can't use them anymore. I honestly thought he would have been like more firm in his ideas than that. I don't know whether it was like early showrunner jitters or what, but I think they were good. And the idea of them having roles, a drone Dalek, a scientist Dalek, that sounded cool. I was down for that. Although I don't know what Eternal was meant to be.
The prophecy. It can see into the future. It's more the strategy, you know?
I can't tell if you're making that up or...
I made it up because I am #Crispy for showrunner. Put me in the role. If you put me in the role, the Paradigm Daleks will come back, all right?
Okay, there you go. You got my vote. You got my vote.
Thank you. Gosh.
There you go. But saying Danny would have been a better companion than Clara, no. This is, for legal reasons, a 3D printed gun. I'm going to aim this at the camera. It's aimed at you, Reese. Never say that again, or I will never speak to you again. Are we clear?
That's a threat. That's an overt threat, Reese.
If Danny Pink was the companion, he would have been Danny Stink.
I think there's a lot of potential with Danny Pink. I don't know if he would have been better. I think that Danny's first season was stronger than Clara's first season in terms of character.
His only season.
I know.
Bro got hit by a car. I don't think he's having another season, mate. I'm sorry.
Did you hear?
No.
Did you hear recently? I don't know if it was some expanded media, but apparently it was Missy driving that car that killed Danny.
Yeah, apparently.
What's all that about?
I buy that completely. I buy that Missy would do that because I mean, without him dying, the whole plan doesn't work.
True.
So,
I think that's so
people.
funny. No, as we know.
For Danny, she didn't want him to say something nice. She killed him before he could say something nice.
Yeah. Tragic. One of the biggest losses in Doctor Who history, I say.
No,
up there with, who else did we lose?
Ursula losing everything but her face.
Oh. Who?
Love and Monsters.
Oh my gosh. I watched that recently, yes. That pavement Joker is still not very good. Ah, very good. Next caller. Okay, Troy. I've got a hot take for you. I've got a hot take
What's
from
your
me.
hot take?
I don't know if we've really touched on it that much. I'm sure we have discussed it briefly, but I think that the whole Disney Plus integration should have started with Ncuti's first season.
Ooh.
Not the 60th specials, not Ncuti's Christmas special. I think it should have been started at season 1, what they're calling it. I think it's confusing for the general audience as to what exactly is going on, especially since they named the Church of Ruby Road Special 4. You know, it's not the Xmas special. That's straight. I don't know. I think it is a confusing jumping on point for people so far. I think it will correct itself once Ncuti's first season comes around. But as far as jumping on points and rebranding and everything, I think it's just been a little bit clunky in that regard. But I can understand it timeline-wise. But yeah, Troy, your thoughts?
I would disagree, although I get your point of view. That's my way of saying you're wrong. Yeah. No, I do fully get it. I think the draw for them probably was, you ask the average non-UK Doctor Who viewer of Doctor Who, like member of public, if they know everything of Doctor Who, most likely they're either going to know Matt Smith or David Tennant, but I'd hedge my bets on going David Tennant is like the face that's on a lot of Doctor Who merch people have seen hanging around, that kind of thing. They know David Tennant, he was on Doctor Who, he's on that British show. Yes. So like having that iconic name tied to it as it comes back might make people go, he was in it before, let's see if this is any good, and then they're drawn in by Ncuti.
True.
Because you've also got the argument of if you start with season 1, you're missing Ncuti's first 2 episodes. Granted, one's only like a third of it, but that is a chunk of Ncuti gone that you don't see. So I know what you're saying. It is plot-wise a strange jumping on point, but I think it's the lesser of two evils to have those specials there for the Americans. Plus, they got Neil Patrick Harris drawing them in.
Oh, gosh. He could draw
you know what I say to that?
That's all right.
That's all right then.
Yeah, good.
Let's go. Brilliant.
Oh, fantastic. Hey, Troy, my boy, you want another call?
I want another call. Throw a call my way, baby. Let's have it.
You know who it's going to be.
Oh, no.
Here we go. It is the Beast Boss.
Hello, friends. Due to the recent ownership disputes, my lawyers have advised that I stop using my normal intro for these things. As such, the council is currently working hard to come up with a better one. In the meantime, I've had a word with Who Beast Boss, and he's given me a hot take to share with you all. My hot take is as follows. While Chris Chibnall was a decent showrunner, his writing in the show was rather rubbish. If you require any more clarification from me, then I'll respond in the Who's There Discord that everyone listening should join, because there's awesome places like the Beast Boss's Simp Club, with awesome people like Saul Goodman himself, someone named Zoe who is very based, and also someone who is probably playing Persona 5. But that's all I've got for you today. I'm Pod Beast Boss saying, Allons-y, boys.
Allons-y to you.
Allons-y. Yeah,
so
right.
we had all of that, but the hot take itself, I think, was that Chibnall was a good showrunner, but not a good writer. What do you think about that?
Do you think he was right about that one?
Well, that's all right then.
That's all right then. What do showrunners do? That's all right then.
we just all right then, okay?
Is that going to be our new bit for season 3? Just, well, that's all right then.
Well, that's all right then. That's good.
I want it on a t-shirt.
I like that. T-shirts, you say? Oh, well,
a merch store.
That's discussion for later. We can't tease.
Okay.
We can't tease people too much.
I disagree. I think his writing is weaker than Russell's and Stephen Moffat's. I would say that definitely. But I think Rubbish is far worse than he deserves.
Yeah, Rubbish is harsh, but yeah, I definitely think in terms of standout scripts, there weren't too many that really stood out to me in the Chibnall era that he penned, but there were still standout scripts. So just the fact that those exist, I don't think makes him a rubbish writer. And I think the showrunner role is an interesting one because I think Russell...
Because you want it.
Well, because I want it. And I don't know how I would personally approach it in terms of the persona. I feel like Russell is like very loud and vocal and very direct to the audience as to what he's going to do, what his intentions are with the show. Moffat kind of felt more secretive. He did, a lot of interviews, a lot of hype and stuff. But I think Chibnall took that Broadchurch approach and was like, I'm going to be incorrect. Like there's going to be no plot leaks. There's going to be nothing leaked from the set. And you're going to go into this with a brand new, fresh perspective. And I can respect each one of those approaches. I don't know if there's necessarily a right one, but does that secretive approach make him a better showrunner? I don't know. I couldn't tell you.
I like how the question is about his writing, but you changed it to showrunning because you just angled him for the job.
Well, yes, correct. I need to, put myself out there.
If you're new to the podcast, Crispy wants to be the showrunner of Doctor Who.
Yeah, that's the goal.
So if we can get on the phone to John BBC, we can make that happen.
Yeah, by episode 300, hopefully, I will. 300? Yeah, it might take some time to get it going.
Mate, this is episode 92. Episode 300 will be about 4 years from now.
I think maybe I should.
What do you think of the 16th Doctor?
Yeah, I should kind of say now on the podcast that for when they make the documentary about how I became showrunner, they need to cut to some clips for the documentary. So I'm just going to cut. They're cutting to that right now. Gosh,
help me, Crispy's trapped me in my room. I can't get out.
No, don't cut to that clip.
He has the keys. They're in Australia. I can't get out. Please, someone go and get them away from him so I can get out of this room.
Next
I miss
caller.
the feeling of outside. I miss the fresh air on my face and the touch of the grass beneath my toes.
Oh my gosh. Next caller. We have a caller from Jeremy Duncan.
Jeremy, what have you got for us?
Here we go.
Hello, Troy. Hello, Crispy. I've been a listener of Who's There, a Doctor Who podcast for, I think, since episode 10, and I really love it. It's my favorite Doctor Who podcast.
The Morbius episode.
I love the episodes where y'all go off the rails and y'all just sink into a delirium. Those are the best. Anyway, my hot take is that David Tennant was better as the 14th Doctor than he ever was as the 10th. He wears the weight of the character a lot better. He has this human intensity and emotion about him, and he also has more of a connection to the people around him as the 14th Doctor. And I think a lot of this is due to the acting experience David Tennant got right around the tail end of his time in Doctor Who to when he came back. And I am mainly referring to Hamlet. Hamlet and any other Shakespearean thing that he's been in, like Richard II, they really helped him hone his craft. I feel as though that has to be what it is, because even if you look at David Tennant in series 2 and then you look at him in The End of Time, you see a noticeable improvement. And that's not just with him being Doctor Who and getting gradually better, although that did happen. But there was a massive spike of improvement after he did the 180 consecutive shows of Hamlet before the specials. But yeah, no. Tell me if you agree or if you disagree.
Wow. Good take.
For the
Good
inevitable
take.
YouTube show that we made out of this, I hope that at least 20 seconds of that is me just like silently cheering that hot take.
It will
because you could not be more correct with that. 14. That's the reason that 14 might be my new favorite Doctor. I've said this already because
of all time.
Of all time. Sorry.
Wow, that's a hot take, Troy.
I liked what David Tennant did in those 3 episodes. Just spoke to me on a very deep level that I don't know. It felt like the 10th Doctor, but way more in tune with his emotions, and there was just something about that where in my brain I fight between like 10 and 12-ish for who's the better Doctor. Seeing 10 but with like more to his character was like, right, that's enough to tip it over for me.
Yeah,
it wouldn't 14 on his own I don't think would stand above, but because 14 is basically a better 10, it's like 14's peak. He succeeds because he stands on the shoulders of what came before.
Yeah, look, I mean, David Tennant was already a 10, but now he's just like a 14, you know?
Now he's a tenant.
Now he's very good. Shake hands there, sir. Well done.
There you go.
Good job. Thank you.
There you go. But yes, I completely agree. The Shakespeare angle is interesting. He's doing Macbeth right now, so should he do more Doctor Who after that? Yeah, he's doing it right now with Cush Jumbo, I think her name is.
They'll have to cut live at the National Television Awards and say that when Doctor Who returns in 2024, it will not.
It won't be with me.
Yeah, I'm sorry. But yeah, I think David is like a world-class actor. He really is, and he has been so iconic in so many roles. And I think like there's a lot of actors to that caliber out there, but David Tennant is a unique case. I think we're very fortunate to have him in Doctor Who. And I think with 14, a lot of us were surprised that it wasn't just repeating 10 and he wasn't going, well, every like 5 seconds. Yeah, Alonzi and all that. Like there was a depth, there was a gravitas to his performance.
A mavitas.
Sorry, my bad. Gosh, that's good. But I think 14 better than 10. Performance-wise, yes. Iconic ability-wise, maybe not, but performance-wise, for sure. I'll give it that.
What do you mean by iconic ability-wise?
Well, I think the 10th Doctor is such a staple of the show, and I think in 20, 30 years, when people think of David Tennant as the Doctor, they will still think as the 10th Doctor. That's all. Yes. Icon status goes to the 10th Doctor. Better performance, 14th Doctor. That's my take.
Yeah.
It's the same person. David Tennant's so like great.
You're quite wise, Crispy.
Thank you. I call Crispy professional for a reason.
Oh, okay. I thought it was. I'm trying to think of another word that begins with pro, so I can make a really funny joke. Bear with me.
I've got one in my head, but I can't say it.
Say it, then cut it out.
Okay, next caller. This is from Dr. Master. Here we go. Gosh damn it. Episode 1, Troy. Episode 1 back.
That can't be in, can it? We'll get copyrighted.
I'll distort it, but we just got rickrolled.
Okay.
Oh, jeez Louise. Right. Okay.
We're not happy.
No, we're not having that. Okay,
you know what? I happen to know that Dr. Master is a very big 13 and River Song fan. I remember her saying in live chats in the past that she wanted that to happen. Do you know what? It didn't happen because of you doing that. It distorted back in the time-space continuum. You rickrolling us is the reason 13 and River never met. Hope you're proud of yourself.
Next caller.
Let's
regular listener of the show, Minu Sitch. Let's see what's happening here. Let's have a listen.
Here's my hot take. Series 8 of Doctor Who is one of the strongest series that the show has ever had. There's only really 2 bad episodes, Kill the Moon and In the Forest of the Night. We know how Crispy feels about that one. Every other episode is at least good. There's a lot of underrated gems in there. Mummy on the Orient Express, The Caretaker, and Time Heist, just to name a few. You've also got Dark Water and Death in Heaven, which is an incredible and fun and freaky and emotionally destroying finale. It's also Peter Capaldi's first series as the Doctor, and the 12th Doctor is beloved by fans, so it's the start of an amazing tenure. Clara is also expanded on amazingly from Series 7B. She's now a teacher, and she's going out with Danny Pink, who's a really fun recurring character throughout the series. You've also got the introduction of Missy, my favourite incarnation of the Master, who has one of the greatest redemption arcs in the history of television, I think.
Wow. Okay. I think that Series 8 is maybe one of the more underrated ones, but the best of the modern run? I don't know, man. I don't know.
Mate, look, Minusic, you've been listening since episode 1. I know you have, so I don't want to be that guy. But you made the statement that if you don't count the 2 duds, every other episode is at least good. Are you seriously telling me there are no other seasons that fit the bill better than that statement?
Oh my gosh, you're about to get lawyered by Troy. That's not good.
All right, Marshall. Series 4, man. I mean, if you want to pick out, like, what are you going to say? What, Unicorn and the Wasp was a bit weak? You're wrong, by the way. I don't know how that's an popular opinion, but it's wrong.
I love that episode.
The Doctor's Daughter, I mean, I've said to you, if I was to think of an episode that's probably, like, the weakest, I'd pick that one. But every time I watch it, I'm like, no, this is great. This is a good episode. Has one of the most emotional David Tennant moments in, like, the whole show. Like, it's class. That easily, I know he said one of the best, so there's one season. Fine. But, like, think about you, Crispy, Series 6. Like, how many episodes in that series would you say are duds?
Stop. Don't. Am I being
Do you see my point?
Am I being brought to the witness stand right now?
You are.
My goodness.
You are.
Okay.
The stand calls Crispy Pro.
Okay. Should I put some, like, lawyer music behind this?
If you want to do the editing work, Crispy's editing these now, by the way, because he's shorts, man. He's taken the job over.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm in my wheelchair. I'm being wheeled out. Remember when I used to edit? That's nice, Grandpa. Back into the retirement home.
All right, Troy, take me to court here. Take me to court right now.
I'll
You're
worship like a dog at the shrine of your... Oh, that's
no,
church. Never mind.
That's church. Go proceed, so we could do the courtroom drama scene.
What am I asking? I don't know.
You're the judge,
I didn't train in law.
You're questioning me about Series 6.
Mr. Crispy Pro, were you in the recording session on the night of the 11th of January 2024?
Yes, sir, I believe I was.
And in that recording session, did you hear a message from Minusic about Series 8 being one of the best series of Doctor Who?
Yes, I did.
Okay, turn to page 13 in your transcript, ladies and gentlemen of the jury. You can see a quote from Minusic, which reads, "If you remove In the Forest of the Night and Kill the Moon, every other episode is at least good." This was part of his justification for Series 8 being one of the best series. Crispy, I ask you to turn your attention to the 6th series of the popular British sci-fi series Doctor Who. Think about the episodes contained within it. Remember, you are under oath. Which episodes in Series 6, if any, would you consider to be duds?
I would... sorry, I'm just sweating a bit. I would have to say that it's a perfect series for me, but if I had to choose, it would be Closing Time and The Curse of the Black Spot are probably 2 that I revisit the least. Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, and would you say that every other episode is at least good?
Yes.
Okay, and last question, one more.
Okay.
Is this world protected? No, one more question.
Yeah.
One more question. Can you name any other series where either there are 2 or less duds, in your personal opinion? If there are, list them, please.
I think so. Series 3. Series
Proceed.
7. Series 9. Series 10, 11, 12, and 13.
I meant 2 or less duds.
Oh.
But by that logic, there's still quite a few that have less dud. There you go. It's my first day, ladies and gentlemen of the jury. I apologise. I have trained purely on watching Law and Order UK. So basically, my point. Let's step out of the courtroom. There you go. The verdict is that the hot take is bad. Sorry. Sorry, that's the verdict. The jury decided it. Oh, hang on. What's that? What's that piece of paper? It's a magic trading card, but ignore that. The ladies and gentlemen of the jury have found a verdict upon which we were all agreed. Minusic, despite being a very loyal listener of Who's There, a Doctor Who podcast, has terrible opinions. Wow, that's really mean from the jury to say that. It's crazy.
You're so harsh to our loyal fans.
I know, I can't believe that, jury. How dare you? I personally would say it's an absolutely horrific take. I think you should have been ruder. No. Sorry. No, I think it sounds to me like he has a very personal soft spot. I think underrated, so fine. I agree. There's some great episodes, and there's some great Capaldi moments. I love his scene with the Marvels villain Dar-Ben in the TARDIS. No, with Jenny Blue in Into the Dalek, where she's like, you will take me to... No, not like that. Not like that. Get it right. Like, he's got a good energy from the start, so I appreciate that. I get that, and I do think there's no argument to be made that Series 8 Capaldi is better than Series 9. I think Series 10 is his final form, and it's amazing. But I think, and there's an argument to be made for Series 8 Capaldi. So I will give you a light TBD
6
on that hot take.
Okay.
Because I agree and disagree.
Okay, I'm with it, and I'm all for you being a fan of a less popular series, because as we've made very clear in court today, that I'm a big fan of Series 6, and that is not everyone's favorite series. So Menu Stitch, I respect it. And sorry that the jury was so harsh on you, but please do call again sometime, please. Thank you.
Yes. It's weird. If you take all the first letters of the members of the jury, it spells REDARCHERLIVE. What does that spell?
Oh my gosh. It spells Troy's
Pandorica.
thoughts. Oh. Pandorica.
I stay relevant. You go, oh, you yeah. Don't tempt me. I'm going to do a Baldur's Gate 3 video. That'll be out by the time this comes out. Go and watch my Baldur's Gate 3 video on Troy's thoughts. Thank you.
But
Crispy.
First, Troy,
Yes.
I need your hot take. What are we...
Well, the problem is, I was going to say the 14th Doctor's better than the 10th, and I haven't given my brain any time to think of anything better. So
to process,
processing. I'm going to say, Crispy.
Yes, mate.
In fact, you know what? It's a take I've had before. I'm going to stand by it because I rewatched the episode within the last month or so, and I still stand by it. The greatest Christmas special of Doctor Who is Voyage of the Damned. And I know it's a hot take because most people say Christmas Carol. And you know what? I am nothing if not a crowd follower. No, I'm not that. I'm nothing if not a unique thinker.
I'm sorry, Troy, could you please be brought to the witness stand?
No.
Okay. Court is over.
Go on, call me to the stand. What are your questions?
Troy, Red Archer Life, at 9:05 a.m. on the 12th of January 2024, did you make the statement that Voyage of the Damned was the best Christmas special?
No, I did not. I made the statement at 23:05 p.m. on the 11th of January 2024 GMT.
Jury, as the witness is clearly mocking, there are time zone differences between Australia and the UK. Please abstain. Okay, Troy.
This joke is an abstain on the episode.
I think that A Christmas Carol is better. Okay? End of court.
Listen to him. He's with the crowd. He's a sheep.
End of court.
Bah, bah. Look at you wearing all that wool, you sheep. Bah.
Oh my... I've never been barred at like that. You're barred from the court, mate. You're barred from the court.
Hang on. What do you mean like that? Have you been barred at seductively before or something?
Let's find another caller. Let's find
another...
This is not a bit. This is not a bit.
It is now. It is now.
Troy, we have two callers here that I haven't, like... These are new. These are fresh in the inbox. So
should we pick one of them to finish this episode off?
Yeah. Okay. Which you want, Charlie? This
All
could
right,
be risky.
Hang on, I got a coin. I know. Sticking on the theme of Baldur's Gate 3, I have a D20. So, Crispy, if the dice lands on 1 to 10, we go for the bottom caller. If it lands on 11 to 20, we go for the top caller. Fair enough?
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Oh, wow.
17. Go for the top caller.
Charlie,
let's see what the take
is. Here we go.
Hello, lads. Hope we're both doing all right on this fine day today. Just a quick sort of hot take for you here. I think out of the RTD era and obviously the Stephen Moffat era, of all the companions combined, I think that Clara is personally the worst one. I didn't really care for her because I knew she was sort of the bridge between sort of doctors. I know you could say the same for Rose, but for me, I didn't really attach that quickly to her and her mannerisms. Or Danny Pink for that instance. I'm not going to include the Chibnall era for obvious reasons. Sorry about that, Troy. But yeah, and I'd just like to say, well done on the podcast. Love it. Listen to it every week. And if you had to pick a worst companion, well, not worst, but least favourite, because obviously we all like them, but if you had to pick one from the Russell T Davies to Stephen Moffat era, who would it be? Cheers. Bye-bye.
Right, why am I catching strays? Why am I the one who's getting singled out with the, Troy won't like the Chibnall? Crispy, you like the Chibnall era, don't you?
I do. I don't think I'm as fond of it as you, and I think you are very proudly label yourself as a Chibnall sympathizer. I'm just like a casual Chibnall enjoyer.
Yeah, but are you not also deeply distressed by his very confident failure to include the Chibnall era?
Well, he was purely saying in the RTD Moffat era that Clara was his least favorite companion, which I think is a hot take. I think is quite the hot take. But I don't know who.
Oh, I get it. He didn't want to say all 3 eras because rhyme would be too easy of an answer. I get it now.
I think that's correct because he did ask us who's our least favorite out of all of them, I guess.
He said he listens,
that RTD era. It would have to be Ryan.
Well, that's all right then.
Very well put. Then. Troy, Clara, bad companion, worst companion in those first 2 eras.
No, she's not.
What do you think? Who is then?
I have appreciated Jenna Coleman since she was in Emmerdale, so you're not going to hear me giving her any kind of disrespect. All right, she's a good actress, and she was great in Doctor Who. I think people sometimes just don't like Clara because she got a bit too doctory, but I appreciate that in her character. So, sorry.
As did I think.
But to answer your question of least favorite companion from 2005 to 2017,
that's tough. That's tough.
We're talking main series companion. Like we can't just pick some random person that was in the TARDIS for one episode and pass it off as a gag, can we?
And it's Adam, everyone.
It's Adam.
Adam's the worst companion of all time. Look, Troy, can I give you a hot take as to who I think is the worst companion?
Who would you pick? Yeah, go on.
If I had to pick out of those companions without including Chibnall's, it would probably have to be Rose because I didn't buy the love story. I mean, it's great. It is fun. But if it's like...
I don't know the lyrics.
And that's all I really know. Talk to David in a parallel universe. It's a love story. And I'm stuck behind a wall.
Damn, that's really sad.
Rose
Tyler. Okay. I don't have the budget for special effects.
No.
So I'll just wheel my chair backwards. I actually don't know. I kind of was thinking of saying Rose, but I just really like Rose, so I don't know if I could do that. Do you know what? I'm going to be a bit of a cop-out, and I'm going to say Rory. Because he was a main companion, but he also wasn't, so I feel like he's an easier one to go for.
Yeah,
even though I love Rory, I love Arthur Darvill. I'm really sorry. I don't like that.
Yeah, no. We have to
otherwise
make the
I'd say
tough
Bill.
decisions.
I don't want to say Bill, because I really like Bill.
I think Bill is, like, top tier for me. But hey, Troy.
Yeah?
How hot is it in your room right now? Because those were some pretty hot takes today.
My room's always hot, mate. My room is always hot.
Because it's Red Archer.
Because of the tech in here, to be fair. Whenever, let's say, it's a side note, but whenever my mum's in work, she's always like, you can put the heating on if you get cold. I'm like, I don't need to. Like, this room is a self-generating sauna. Like, she will come home and she'll be like, why haven't you put the heating on? I'm like, have you been in my room? It's roasting. I don't need it. I'm saving us money.
Absolutely roasted. Absolutely roasted.
The question is it hotter than normal? And yes, because I'm sat in here.
Oh.
Don't do that. Don't do that. All right, I'm muting you.
Okay.
There we go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming back to the rebooted Who's There Doctor Who podcast. Assuming you did come back. Paul, we missed you. We really missed
Paul,
you. We hope you're well. Well, welcome back to the podcast with a fresh plan.
Yeah, we're going to...
A podcast with a pre-discussed, properly prepared plan.
For the first
with precision and perfection.
Oh my God, so many P words. Fantastic.
With a PH.
With a PH at the start. Yeah, very good. Very, very good.
Well, that's all right then.
But yes, I hope you all enjoyed us coming back. We'll be back weekly now. We're
we
back.
Will be.
We're going to be in your sub box. We're going to be on your Spotify's, your Apple Podcasts. Love you guys.
On the new day of Tuesdays. We should have mentioned that earlier.
Oh, yeah. We're back on Tuesdays because apparently that's a better day to release. If it doesn't work, we can go back to the regular schedule because we can adapt.
Improvise, adapt, overcome. Am I right?
Amen.
Next week, what are we talking about, Crispy?
I think we'll have to see because there's many topics we can talk about with the callers, but I think I would like to chat to you about Bi-Generation or the Series 1 trailer. It's going to have to be something new.
Oh. There isn't a Series 1 trailer, Crispy.
Season 1, my goodness gracious me.
No, it's not Season 1.
Series 14?
That's better. Thank you very much.
Very good.
So until next week's episode, whatever it may be, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all very much for listening to episode 92, season 3, episode 1 of Who's There, a Doctor Who podcast.
Woo!
With a plan.
Podcast with a plan, baby.
So until next time, whatever the topic may be, it is goodbye from Mr. Crispy.
See ya.
And it's goodbye from me. Goodbye. See you all next week. Alon Z, baby.
Alon Z!